Duncan experience coming to you from Nashville. I'm Sutton Churcer, and here's today's news. To Bob Duncan Sports for more on the PGA Golf Tour on the Samsung World Champions Women's Golf. Here's Hurricane Mitch. Hurricane Mitch began as a tropical storm on October 21st. It was declared as a Category 5 hurricane on October 26th. Gusts were more than 200 miles per hour and sustained winds were as high as 180 miles per hour. Hurricane Mitch landed in Honduras on October 29th and traveled through Central America before reaching Florida as a tropical storm on November 4th through 5th. Pass this story to Lucy Hale for more information on Hurricane Mitch.
Lucy Hale, and I'm outside of Hurricane Mitch right now. As you can see, everybody around me is wearing ponchos due to the rain and the heavy winds. It's extremely cold. The conditions are very harsh, and we would recommend that nobody goes outside unless it's an emergency or just stay inside.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one.
I'm interviewing a local resident here named Marsha West. Marsha, could you tell me how it has been walking around in these conditions?
Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
How has your little puppy been doing in the weather?
You know, I've been thinking about getting him those booties that you put on his paws because I don't want him to get frostbite.
Oh, yes. Have you ever thought about moving due to how many hurricanes have been happening?
Well, I thought about Hawaii, but what if he goes for a run and gets in a volcano, and then next thing I know it explodes and he pops out?
Oh, that's a very valid point. Do you like...
Someone just screamed, I think that the hurricane got them. I think I should go.
All right, thank you for coming. Back to you, Sutton.
Wow, that was crazy. And that Marsha had some really cute boots, so I went out and bought them. Okay, anyway, now let's move to Georgia Walsh.
Hurricane Mitch lasted for 15 days in total and cost $6.2 billion in damage. This great storm wrecked about 35,000 homes and damaged nearly 500,000, leaving up to 1.5 million people homeless. This horrible hurricane left 20% of the country's population to find a new place to live. Hurricane Mitch also affected many of transportation routes, making it hard for people to get around. This damage from the hurricane also caused 70% of the country's water to be lost. The storm hit many different areas such as the Caribbean, Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and El Salvador. Many people died or went missing during the storm, such as in Honduras, 6,500 people died while 11,000 people went missing. Most of the deaths occurred from mudslides and flooding due to the hurricane. All the damage in Honduras took 15 to 20 years and a lot of money to rebuild buildings, homes, and much more. In Nicaragua, 3,800 people died and 7,000 people went missing. Hurricane Mitch destroyed so much, including 30% of coffee crops, and beans, sugar, and banana crops were devastated. In Guatemala, 200 people died from the floods, and about 80,000 people were evacuated from their homes by flooding. And in El Salvador, 230 people died and 500,000 were forced from their homes by the Great Storm. As you can see so far, the storm affected almost everyone and everything. It affected everything from crops to animals and to humans and everything around them.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a home run, show me how you do. I wanna shut down the cloud with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones.
And like those AirPods.
Kind of sad.
That's how we used to dress.
And I cried 7 times earlier. I cried seven times, guys.
That was cool.
All right, I'm done. I can't.
This hurricane, it was so destructive. It like wiped out like all of the trailers and stuff in the area. It was so
How was the hurricane? Tell me your experience.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, you know, I was just working in the fields when this hurricane came up out of nowhere. I grabbed my dog in my pickup truck and we hightailed it out of town. By the time it was all over, I came back and everything was gone. Everything was gone. Gone. I get my dog. My wife is gone. Got my truck. Got my dog. My whole life is turned upside down. I hate hurricanes. I'm gonna live my life in a monastery with my dog in my pickup truck.
Did any, how was the weather outside?
What do you mean, girl? Weather? It was windy. Really windy. Oh man, it was so windy I saw cattle flying by. I saw my dog fly by. I grabbed him, saved his life. Saved my life. He climbed a tree. Held on for dear life. Until that cow hit the tree. Terrible, terrible. Oh. Oh man, it was like instant steak all over the place.
hurricane was so crazy.